Happy New Year, everyone. It's Alana. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome. Today, I am going to be making a Just One January goal setting page and talking to you guys about how I set and stick with my goals. I am super stoked about this, you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, you guys, it's a new year, which means new opportunities, new chances, new beginnings, reinventing ourselves, and setting a whole ton of goals. Hopefully, I hope you're setting at least one goal for the new year. But the most important part, of course, is sticking with it, which is something that we all struggle with. So for today, while I make my Just One January goals page, I thought I would also talk to you guys about how I set my goals and stick with them for a year. So some of you are probably already aware that in 2020, I set 10 major goals for myself and I crushed 9 of them. One of them was entirely out of my control because it had to do with travel, so I did not make that goal, but I'm not holding that against myself. I'm still pretty dang proud of what I was able to accomplish in 2020. I was able to accomplish those goals and stick with the process to get me there using the method that I have always been using for my goals, and that is getting there just one step at a time, which is why I'm really excited to be doing Just One January for you guys. If you do not know what that is, I will explain it as I go through setting up this page, but basically Just One January is creating a path, paving a way to our goals one step at a time. And it's going to be a hashtag that I will be running on social media, as well as a support system and accountability community. There's nothing to sign up for. There's no program and project and workbook, none of that stuff. It's just hanging out and going after your goals. So I'm going to start stickering up this page. Like I said, this is going to be my Just One January goals page. And I did kind of pre-plan it just a little bit, and I will share with you guys the sticker books that I have already pulled from to create this page, just in case you want to make one of your own. So I am going with kind of a purple and gray scale theme just because I want to match the background of this page. It's kind of like a bluish gray kind of color. It has some stars up at the top. It says lose your way to find yourself. I love that, but I am going to cover it up just because I want a little spot to write in Just One January without too much going on at the top of the page. And the sticker books that I pulled from are the new Stargazer, the Jewel Tone boxes. This one did come in the Goals Bloom box, I believe it was. It was a floral bundle, but I mean, you just need colorful boxes to go with a color scheme. The new Trust the Process, the goals, this one also was in that same bundle box, but I just pulled a colored box from here. So again, any colored box. And then from the flowers sticker pack, I just pulled some leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sticker it up and try to simultaneously talk to you guys about goal setting. This is where I'm gonna have to work my multitasking management here, or magic, maybe that's what it is. Multitasking magic. So yeah, I'm going to sticker it up and talk to you guys about my goals and a little bit more about Just One January. And excuse the noise if you can hear that. I pre-put these stickers down on some wax paper and it is a little bit noisy to peel them off. So I'm starting up here with like the title spot where I'm going to write in Just One January. So basically what Just One January is, it's something that I started as a Summer of Success project in 2020, and we did Just One July at that time. And what it is getting to our goals just one step at a time. If our goals are as important to us as we claim them to be, if we want to get there, then surely we can get there just one step at a time and make just one change to our daily habits in order to move us closer to our goals. So for example, in 2020, I had some goals that I needed set aside time to work on, and I am a homeschool mama. I was doing a bunch of projects on social media. I have, of course, a home to take care of and upkeep. So, one of my just ones was getting up just 1 hour earlier in the morning to dedicate some time to my goals and to the projects that I was working on at the time. Another one of my goals for just 1 July was wellness. So I told myself that certainly I could spend just one half an hour working out every day or going just 1 mile on the treadmill, be that running or jogging. I could do it just 1 mile at a time. Another thing that I did for just 1 July was things like just one green smoothie every day, just one half hour of fresh air, just 1 hour completely unplugged, or just one whole day completely unplugged. Digital detox for 1 day a week. So I created just 1 July with the idea that we could get to our goals just one step at a time. For me personally, 2019 was a very, very challenging and difficult year. And then to come right out of that year into 2020, into what was happening in the world, I knew that I had to get back to living. I had to get back to moving toward my goals, but I could only bring myself, after all that I had just been through, after kind of fighting my way through grief for so long, I knew that I could only do it just one step at a time. But that's enough, right? Just one step at a time toward our goals is all we need to do to get momentum. So that was what I did for myself with just 1 July. And not only that, but I wanted to share it with others as well because I knew that I wasn't the only one going through difficult times. The things that happened to my family, we're not the only family that has experienced a great amount of loss. I wasn't the only person, of course, experiencing what was happening in 2020. So I thought that I could create just this like hashtag little community of people supporting people and all of us kind of marching in unison toward our goals and taking the steps to get there. So that's what I am hoping to do again with just 1 January. And that's the idea that we can get to our goals just one step at a time. So a lot of people asked me last year when they saw that I was doing this project for the Summer of Success, as well as when I talked about winning NaNoWriMo and completing as many goals as I did and still managing to get a bunch of things accomplished in 2020, a lot of people asked how I did it. And it is just one step at a time, but it's also changing the way I looked at my goals. So we tend to intimidate ourselves with our goals. We look at our goals as this giant mountain, this big like pie in the sky, unreachable, unobtainable thing. It's so important to us, right? So of course we're going to look at it that way. We're going to paint it as some magical far off thing instead of something that is trackable, actionable, something that we can just move toward. Instead of making it this big giant pie in the sky thing, we can make it as a destination, and we just need to take the steps to arrive at the destination of our goal. So the way that I reached my goals, the way that I stuck to it and applied the steps and the strategy was I stopped looking at my goals as a mountain and I started looking at my goals as a heap of pebbles. And I can't move a mountain, certainly. I can't. I'm sure I could if I sat down and figured it out. But looking at it that way, I thought, okay, there's no way I can move this mountain. It's impossible. But what I can do is carry away one pebble at a time and make huge progress in the movement of a mountain if it becomes just a heap of pebbles instead of a mountain. It's the same thing. My goal was still just as big, but I broke it down into small pebbles, aka small steps. So I'm going to put down one more box here and I will show you guys. I think maybe if I write it out, I can help you understand. You probably already do understand, but I will just give you a written example of what I mean. That's crooked, but I'll fix it. Okay, so here's what I mean. We have our giant mountain, and I'm just going to choose an example here of organized home. This is what you want in 2021. This is your mountain. You want a completely organized home. Looking at that is going to be overwhelming, right? An organized home, that's our mountain. That's a big thing. When we look at that, we intimidate ourselves, we get overwhelmed, and by February, we've fizzled out. And this is just an example. I'm not saying that my goal was an organized home or that your goal is an organized home, but this is an easy way for me to break it down. This could be anything, whatever your big mountain, whatever your big dream and goal, the thing that you're working toward is. It's going to be the big one. But an organized home can be an organized master bedroom. We can start there, right? We're moving down a scale. We've stepped down from the giant mountain. This is our hillside, right? So break it down. The master bedroom. Okay, you can stand in the doorway of your master bedroom and it could still be overwhelming, right? There could still be a lot of work that has to be done. But we could go to the closet of the master bedroom. We're coming down a little bit further. This is a little less overwhelming. It's not the whole master bedroom. I'm just going to do the closet. If that's still overwhelming, we could go to the back left corner of the closet. Even less overwhelming, right? Break it down. If the back left corner of your closet is overwhelming still, and being honest, some people have this and that's totally okay. We all have to start somewhere. The back left corner of your closet might still be overwhelming, so you are going to organize the shoe boxes. The shoe boxes in the back left corner of your closet, in the big closet, in the master bedroom of your organized home. So you have taken your mountain and you have turned it into pebbles. You can carry away a shoebox. You can organize it one shoebox at a time. And that's what your goals are. They are one small step at a time toward the destination. And the most important thing with sticking with it is to start small, be realistic with yourself, be honest with yourself, set a timeline, figure out what days you can work on it. Also be honest with yourself. We do this a lot. We are dishonest with ourselves in both directions, right? Sometimes we are looking at the mountain and we're like, oh yeah, we can take that on. Totally got it. We can do the mountain. No big deal. But you're also a mama, or you have a full-time job, or you're a care provider, or you have an illness, a chronic illness that will prevent you from having some workable days, things like that. So don't be dishonest with yourself that yes, absolutely, you can take on the mountain, but also don't be dishonest with yourself that you can carry away pebbles. If you are spending your time not as wisely as you possibly could, then be honest with yourself about that as well. We have to look at it from both sides, and I have been guilty of both. I have looked at my big mountain with homeschool on my plate and things to take care of on my plate, grief that I was absolutely denying my willingness to deal with. I've had all kinds of things on my plate, lots of things that were scheduled that I had to take care of, and I was like, mountain on top of it, no problem, I've got it. I've also been on the other side where I've been like, no, I can't do that. I can't go after my goal right now. I have so much to do. And I did have a lot to do, but when I sat down and mapped it out, there was a lot of free time that was not necessarily spent wisely that I could absolutely be dedicating to steps toward my goal. And you can break it down even further. The shoe boxes, maybe some of the shoe boxes have necklaces in them. And this is your pebble, a rock, a boulder, all the way up until you have your mountain. Just break it down and be realistic and honest with yourself about what you can do with the time that you have, where you're going to get started, and a plan and a plan B and a plan C to stick to your path. The most important thing on the path, on the journey to our goals, is to be willing to go around roadblocks instead of giving up entirely and hightailing it back home. You should always stick to your goal. You should definitely stick to your guns. You should want to arrive at this destination, but you should be flexible about the way that you're going to get there. So that was entirely what I did in 2020. I know it's not like some magic pill. It's not just some snap your fingers and look for a shortcut and find the shortcut and arrive quickly at your destination, but it you really do get there faster. That's one thing that's important, is to not be looking for that shortcut, to not be looking for the fastest way there. If we're not wasting time looking for the shortcut, looking for the fastest way there, then by taking the correct steps, the proper steps in the order that they need to be taken, we are going to arrive there, and we might arrive there even faster than we would have if we'd spent time looking for the shortcuts and the easy way there. So, one of my goals in 2020 was to complete NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, and you write 50,000 words in the month of November. So 50,000 words, 30 days. The beautiful thing about NaNoWriMo is they break that down for you. And fortunately or unfortunately, because I am not a fan of math, all of our goals are basic math. A plus B equals C. So if we want to arrive at our goals, we need to break it down. We need to do this plus this, and it will at some point equal this. So 50,000 words for NaNoWriMo. They break it down for you. It's 1,667 words per day. Right? So I had to be realistic with myself. I had to look at my calendar for November and go, okay, 50,000 words is expected of me from myself for my goals. This is my goal. This is something that I want to complete in the month of November. And I need to sit down for just 1,667 words per day. This is the mountain. These are the pebbles. And I had to have a plan and a plan B and a plan C. So I had to look at my calendar and be honest with myself about the days that I could dedicate to writing and the days that I knew that I wouldn't. And you guys, if you saw me set up my goals and productivity happy planner, then you know that I've done this already for the month of January. There is our anniversary, my husband's birthday, and our youngest kiddo's birthday. And those are days that I do not intend to write or work toward my goal at all. And I have to be honest with myself about that. Now, if I do end up finding the time, let's say the kiddos go to bed early on my youngest birthday, and I find an hour to write or something like that, then that's great. Then I will get ahead. But I'm going to be honest and say that there's no expectation from me to come up with words on those days. I also had to be honest with myself that I had no time to waste. I needed to social media detox even more. I couldn't spend time doing this or that or the other thing that I normally would be okay with spending some time on, and it wasn't necessarily productive in the month of November. If I wanted to complete that mountain pebbles, the pebbles had to happen every single day, and my plan B was a double down day. So I missed words on Thanksgiving. I did not write a single day on Thanksgiving. Of course, I was cooking and spending time with family, so I had a double down day where I was going to write twice the amount of words so that I could catch up. That was my plan B. So if we are honest with ourselves about the time that we can spend toward our goals, the times that we are not necessarily spending wisely, and we are breaking it down from mountain to pebbles, then it will add up to reaching our big goal. Hopefully that makes sense. I will share more goals and productivity and things like that all throughout the month of January. But if you guys do have any questions or anything related to this, if it doesn't make sense, totally let me know. I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys in the comments about all of this, and I would be happy to answer your questions. So that's it for this, and I'm going to go back to decorating my Just One January page. So if you do want to participate in Just One January, basically you just decide for yourself what just ones would apply to your goals. If it's a wellness goal, just 1 mile on the treadmill, just 1/2 hour working out. If it is digital detox, just 1 hour a day digital detox, just 1 day a week digital detox. Be realistic with yourself about what you actually can accomplish, and then create the just ones that apply to you. And like I said, some of mine for the month of January is going to be getting up just 1 hour earlier, just 1 mile on the treadmill, just 1 month without soda. I want to cut out soda entirely in 2021. I cut way back last year, which I'm quite proud of. And I'm going to try to go the whole month of January without it. And then, of course, it takes 21 days to develop a habit. So by the end of the month, I should just be done with it entirely and be done with it for the rest of the year and forever. So if you want to join us, just decide what your just ones are. We need a just counter for this video. How many times did I say just? So decide which ones they're going to be for you, and I will just be hanging out on the hashtag and supporting everyone and then creating more content for my channel. Like I said, you don't have to sign up for anything. It's not something to purchase. It's not something to commit to. You just do what works for you and you go at your pace toward your goals. Okay, and this is starting to get a little bit long, so I'm going to try and quickly wrap it up here. If you guys are still with me, I'm so glad. Thanks for hanging out for this, and hopefully I was able to give you guys some useful information that will help you out toward your goals. Definitely leave any comments that you have or any questions that you have down in the comments, and I would be more than happy to help you out and answer them to the best of my ability. Okay, so not to keep you any longer, I'm just gonna add one finishing touch of a little shooting star down at the bottom, and that is going to be it for my Just One January goals and intentions page. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, but definitely let me know what you think. And that's all for today. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me, and I'm gonna leave you here, so tell your dog I said hi. Bye guys.